Perfect. Okay. Hello, my name is July Yepes. I'm going to showcase what we got showed here in Denver, Colorado, 2023, CEDIA 2023. Right over here on the right-hand side, we have our all-new Vistascope Evo. Evo stands for Evolution. So any model or SKU that you see in our program that states Evo indicates that it's a very small bordered unit, very slim-like. And as you know, real estate's expensive, so what we wanted to introduce to you is a masking system that doesn't take a lot of room, yet can give you all kinds of aspect ratios you desire. This unit here starts off at a 2.40 to 1, typical movie formats, and squeezes itself inward like a musical accordion to achieve multiple aspect ratios, all within by maintaining a constant height at all times. So you start off 2.40, you get 2.35, 1.85, you get 2.0 to 1, your typical Netflix movies. You get your 16:9 common 16:9 HD TV format, and then we also give you 4:3, all within one configuration of the system.
Beautiful.
Evo indicates that it's a small border unit, as I mentioned. Had you reached out to Stewart Film Screen a few years back, you would discover that this type of an image size would require a 9-inch border on the sides, left and right, and then maybe 7 inches on the top and bottom. Not anymore. Now you can go with a beautiful system up to 16 feet in width, viewable area, with a 4-inch bottom, 4-inch top, 4.5-inch side, left and right masking system configuration, and it's only 6 inches in depth and can be wall mounted. And that's what we got showcased here. Above the Vistascope Evo, we wanted to introduce to you the all-new Luxus G2. We launched it about a year or two ago. It's our generation number 2 electric screen, and the kicker is this: it's more cost-effective than ever before. Had you reached out to me a few years back and said, July, I want to order a 200-inch diagonal screen, we would have to accommodate you with a housing cassette that measured about 10.5 inches by 10.5 inches, would be very heavy and very expensive. Not anymore. We want to introduce to you the all-new Luxus G2, generation number 2. That housing cassette measures about 6 3/4 inches by 6.5 inches and can go up to 209-inch diagonal, all in that small little housing cassette. The beauty behind that chassis is the fact that you can automate, program, and wire up, all with the control systems being placed on the audience left hand side. It's a power cord. You connect it onto the wall outlet, and if you want to trigger it, it has a beautiful built-in relay, 12-volt trigger relay with the 3.5mm input, a built-in keypad input, RJ connection, and we also give you the eye and the remote control as a standard. Prior to that, you would have to order everything a la carte, and it was a bit challenging. Not anymore. We now embedded all that control system package into that housing cassette on the audience left-hand side. So
cool.
It's easy, plug and play. Over here on this wall, we have the Balon Edge with our unique Fresnel lenticular fabric called Black Hawk UST. If you're familiar with a hologram card where you could kind of move around, that's the type of technology that this is. You can hear the ridges. It's a very unique film screen material, strictly for the ultra short throw. As you can see here, we're illustrating that material with the LS800 by Epson. This projector is not many feet away, but only a few inches away. The kicker is this: you can go with this screen material, have a lot of ambient light, enjoy this, and not have to worry about the degradation of quality. As you can see, the whites look white, the blacks look black, and the kicker is you could actually have a ton of ambient light without having to, again, watch this with lights off. We can go up to 120 inches in diagonal. Now, recently, we as Stewart Film Screen have the ability to do comparisons and be able to be more cost effective, and recently we discovered that we can actually be a lot more aggressive with pricing. So as of, say, March, April of this year, we discovered, based off of analysis, that we can be a lot more cost effective for you. So now what we have done is gone up to 120 inches in diagonal with this frame here called the Balon Edge, which is a 1/2-inch border all around, and keep the cost down. And now the price is even lower than it ever was. For example, a 120-inch diagonal 16:9 screen would typically run you back in March, April, around $4,900 retail. Now that same size screen is a little bit less money. So reach out to Mr. Ed Alessandro to get the pricing on that. But yeah, it's actually a lot more cost effective. Good example right here is a 100-inch diagonal. That's what we got showcased. A 100-inch diagonal with the blonde edge. Again, we can go really big. However, one thing I want to address here is, let's say you don't have an ultra short throw setup. Let's say it's not ultra short throw, and you have your traditional projector. We can go with this beautiful frame up to 9 foot tall by 16 foot wide. Wow. 9 foot by 16 foot with that frame style. Now, over here on the right-hand side, if you can follow me, we wanted to show you a split screen between a white film screen and a gray film screen. Why go gray as opposed to white? Well, as you can see, there is a big difference with respect to contrast and ambient light. If you were to have a dedicated theater and you could control the lighting, we would never want to go gray. I mean, again, you wouldn't want to go gray. Now, if you have a lot of ambient light, you obviously do want to go gray because, as you know, whites are light, a white. Screen materials such as a white screen are white, so they blend in and wash out in a heartbeat. However, if you go with the gray screen, there's some rejection there. There's ambient light rejection within its properties. Here, this year at CEDIA, we're launching the new Phantom Haler Plus. We launched the Phantom Haler back in 2017. It was a 1.0 gain film screen material. Performed really good in the commercial market because it was 1.0 gain, but in the home cinema market, it didn't do so well. What we wanted to do is come up with something that looked really good and gave you that extra boost of brightness, and that's what we have done today, and we're showcasing it here this year. We have the Phantom Haler Plus. It is a 1.3 gain, high ambient light rejection screen material. It is about 82% ambient light rejection, which is really high with respect to the percentages. And over here, straight ahead from us, we have a monstrous 157-inch diagonal Luxus G2, which I described earlier on this video clip. And here it's 157 inches in diagonal, which equates to 13 foot 1 inch. And as you can see, in a trade show like this, there is just a ton of ambient light, and it looks amazing. So that is our Phantom Haler Plus that we're showcasing. With regards to limitations, we could go 40 feet tall by 90 foot in width. Pretty big. Seamless, by the way. Okay. On this wall, we showcase it at InfoComm 2023. It is a rear projection acrylic material that we manufacture. We wanted to showcase it this year just to let people know, hey, if you have a storefront, you want to showcase rear projection, we got your back like a pillow. On this wall, we have an illustration of all these different model housing cassettes that we manufacture, and also the different types of screen materials that we manufacture in the home theater market. We started off with Studio Tech 130, Studio Tech 100, Raymat 70, Firehawk G5, and also the Phantom Haler Plus. As you can see, they all have different shades, different tones. They're all application driven. Each material here is based off of what type of room environment, image size, projector technology you're using. We're not just going to spec out one or the other and wish you the best of luck. We're going to make sure we qualify you with the right screen material to use for your given application based off of that room environment.
Great.
And over here on this wall, we're illustrating the Luxus G2 in a smaller profile, just so you have an idea of what we do. One thing I did not mention that I'm glad we have here is the fact that in the big room, we have this Luxus G2 mounted onto a beam. That is a ceiling mount, exposed mount method, a mount method. Here, that same housing cassette has a rail on top for ceiling mount, as well as a rail on the back for wall mount. So here, we're showing to you how you can actually mount it in either way you desire, because it has a versatile mounting system. Okay, it's a universal bracketing system we provide.
Gotcha.
On this side, we have the Cascade housing electric screen. We took the magnets out, the plates out, just so we can show you how this unit actually gets configured. You bring this unit here into the ceiling. We give you the specifications to do the cutout into the drywall. You bring the unit up. This lip covers up the drywall, kind of like the speaker grill. And then you're like, okay, how do I cover up my access points to bring in my DeWalt or Milwaukee drill? Not a problem. We then provide you a clip that conceals your access points on where you had to bring your tool to install this upcharge. And then on the right side, we have the Visionary. We've been having this model series for some time. It's about a 30% upcharge from our Cascade series. However, it is a two-piece unit. If you have a situation where it's an install and you don't want to order a home screen just yet because maybe there being dust or elements in the environment, then you order the Visionary electric screen here. We can ship you out the back box first. You install the back box through your pre-wiring, and then whenever you're ready for the screen portion, which is the screen, the motor, the batten, and the trim, you let us know about 6 weeks prior to manufacturing. We then ship that out to you whenever you're ready for it, whether it's 6 weeks later, 6 months later, or a year and a half later. It's a two-piece unit that's manufactured.
Okay.
It's the only one we make that's a two-piece.
Okay.
And then on this wall, we have different types of fascias, different types of framing systems. This is just to give you an illustration of what we can accomplish. If you want to order a unit that has absolutely zero border, that's the Balon borderless. The difference between this one and this one is the fact that this Balon has no trim. If you want the trim on our program, it's called the Balon Edge. It's a 1/2-inch trim piece all around that gets hugged nice and tidy against our product. And then below is an AT 1.5, which stands for aluminum tube 1.5 inch. It's a 5-inch border all around with laces. And the laces are to give you that nice tension, kind of like the trampoline, so to speak, for lack of a better term.
Right.
And that would be the AT 1.5. When would I go from here to here and vice versa? Well, this frame is a 3¼ inch frame. And this frame can go really big. However, if a customer says, I'm working in a job application where the screen needs to be, say, 300 inches in diagonal, this frame cannot support it. This could go really, really large. Let's say you want a screen that's 40 feet by 90 feet. I know I'm exaggerating, but that's our limitations. And we do come across situations like that. That's when we would offer a frame like this. It's 8 inches all around. In our program, it's called the AT3M. This is a 3-inch cylindrical tube, can handle the weight of 40 feet by 90 feet seamless.
Beautiful.
Well, this is an illustration of our products. Thank you very much, Ed. Thanks for your time, guys.
Appreciate it.
Take care.